All right, welcome. Today we're diving deep into a viral life hack that went, well, spectacularly wrong. We're going to apply a full forensic analysis to what should have been a simple solution to a common problem, but instead turned into a complete kitchen-altering catastrophe. This right here, this is the statement that kicked off our entire investigation. It's a desperate cry from the absolute epicenter of a domestic disaster. Without any context, it's just bizarre. But with context, it's somehow even crazier. And that's the central question we're tackling today, isn't it? We are going to deconstruct this entire incident, moment by moment, to really get a handle on the physics, the failure points, and of course, the truly profound consequences of what should have been a very simple action. So first things first, we have to understand the adversary here. We're talking about a challenge that people face in kitchens all over the world. It's this universal source of frustration that, let's be honest, drives people to try some pretty unconventional solutions. Yes, the stubborn lid. It's one of those things, right? On one hand, it's this incredible marvel of food preservation engineering, but on the other hand, it becomes this absolute titan of domestic struggle. Basically, you've got lower air pressure inside the jar, and the higher pressure outside is clamping that lid down with this amazing, invisible force. This is the foe our subject was trying to defeat. So faced with the dreaded stubborn lid, our subject turned to a really popular piece of folk wisdom, a maneuver that we're officially calling the pickle jar gambit. And on paper, the logic here seems pretty sound. The idea is that a quick, targeted tap should just momentarily warp the lid, let a little air rush in, and equalize the pressure. You get that satisfying pop, and you're in. 4 simple steps. But as we are about to see, the plan had a bit of a fatal flaw. Okay. And this is where our forensic timeline really begins. We are going to break down those critical seconds where theory and reality, well, they violently diverged. The result wasn't just a simple breach of the seal, but a total structural failure. So here we are, the initiating event, a single tap. It's a transfer of kinetic energy from whatever tool they chose straight into this glass and metals system. This is the absolute point of no return. And then for just a brief, silent half-second, the whole universe just kind of hangs in the balance. This is that moment where you'd expect to hear that satisfying hiss of air. But the energy that was just put into the system, well, it had other plans. And there it is, T0. Instead of a controlled release, the system went through what's formally known as a catastrophic containment failure, which is a very clinical way of saying a rapid, unplanned disassembly. The jar hasn't just broken, it has basically ceased to exist as a container in the most explosive way you can imagine. After the detonation, the scene is just one of utter chaos. When we analyze the source material, we see a huge debris field. I'm talking dispersed pickle matter, glass fragments moving at high velocity, and this fine mist of, airborne brine. And the whole thing is captured, almost cinematically, with what looks like slow motion effects. It just brilliantly illustrates the totality of the failure. Okay, so now that we've analyzed the event itself, we can move on to our final assessment. This is where we're going to quantify the gambit's success, or, let's be real, lack thereof, and lay out the conclusive findings of our investigation. This damage assessment report really tells the whole story, doesn't it? Let's look. Lid integrity. The expected outcome was breached. The actual outcome was annihilated. Pickle accessibility. Expected to be achieved. Actually obstructed by debris. And, most importantly, operator status. Expected to be unharmed. Was, in fact, compromised. So what's the big takeaway here? The crucial point is this. Our investigation concludes that this popular life hack is just fundamentally unsound. The margin for error between a gentle tap that actually works and a slightly less gentle tap that shatters the entire glass structure is dangerously, unacceptably thin. And all of this leaves us with one final, sort of profound question. We came here to analyze a meme, but maybe what we've actually uncovered is a modern fable, a cautionary tale about hubris, about physics, and about the terrifying latent power that's just lurking inside a simple jar of pickles. Maybe ponder that the next time you reach for a knife instead of just running the lid under some hot water.